episode 12, the conversation with Dmon Drizzy. We have a special guest. He's an actor, he's an entrepreneur, he's his own brand, and yeah, he's a pretty dope person. His name is Mookie Tolliver.
What's going on? Appreciate you having me, man. Yes, sir. How y'all feeling?
Man, feeling good, bro. Can't complain, man.
How you feeling?
Oh, man, I'm gifted, man.
Yeah, nah. So, yeah, like I said, it's an honor to have you here, you know.
Appreciate it.
I want to know how this started, though. Like, what's the journey you love for music and stuff? How does it even start?
Man, so the journey, like I say, is, man. So it started when I was basically around 10 years old. I lost my mom. So,
Sorry.
appreciate it. So, how I found a way to cope with it was, I actually wrote a song, and we had like a family reunion coming up. So that was like the first song I actually wrote and performed in front of like people, you know, even though it was family members. But I seen how it moved everybody, how it touched everybody, and I was able to connect with people. And right then and there, I realized I had a gift. So that transition over to, middle school, getting called up to sing in front of everybody in the lunchroom. I was a B2K fan back then, still is. Shout out to B2K. I sang a B2K song. I seen the reaction from strangers. It was like, I can really do this. The transition over to, get your first girlfriend, first heartbreak. Then that's when I started getting in the studio for real and recorded my first album. My first song was called Still Love You. That's how the journey started for me.
That's cool. Like me, I like to sing too. Like, is there any advice for me, like, try to get into the R&B game or anything?
Yeah, if you ever want to get in the R&B game, just, all I can say is be yourself. Be yourself, stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to understand that it is different type of people that you deal with. You have to, like, you may have family and friends, you can't be upset if they're not supporting or giving you the extra push how you want them to, because it's your passion, it's your dream, it's not theirs, So you have to understand that you have people who like you for who you are, right?
Right.
They want to see you make it just because they like you for who you are. You have people who are true supporters of you, who are always going to engage with you or whatnot, that's going to help you move forward. And 9 times out of 10, most of the times those are like people you never met, or people that you barely know,
Strangers.
Yeah, strangers. Because when people know you, they know you. You feel me? So it's kind of like, it's just like if you were to have $10,000. They're like, oh, bro, I take it in. Because they know you.
Right.
So they probably figured that they know what you will probably do with the money. Versus a stranger like, oh, you got $10,000. Well, what are you gonna do with that? You know what I'm saying? Because it's a curiosity thing, But yes, stay true to yourself. I would say, do your research on so much stuff.
Yeah.
I'm strategic and I like to do my own work on everything. So it's like whatever artist that you feel like you sound just like, you study what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? You get out, you mingle with people. Definitely mingle with the promoters, mingle with the DJs. Even if it's not your type of environment. I'm not a club type person, but I go there just to support the DJs or the host. Like, you need a drink or whatever, I go there just for 20, 30 minutes. After that, I'm out, but it's just me. I'm still showing my support. Still letting them know, like, hey, I still support you no matter what. So it's like just getting out, letting them see your face, because something may come up and they be like, oh, yeah, bro just left here, because now you stand on their mind versus being behind a computer or a phone and just waiting on somebody to try to give you that opportunity when sometimes you have to go out and do it yourself. So I say you go out and you network. Sometimes you got to go to different worlds too, because I feel like it's so many different worlds, like spots that you probably don't go to, like an open mic. you know, or a poetry spot. Like you don't go, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't, you know, but it's different worlds that you can indulge into stuff, because now that person performing, you may see something they do that you don't do. So it's always about you going somewhere and just still learning, because there's always room for growth. So it's just getting out, supporting. And I can say support does take you a long way. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Eric Bellinger. Dope songwriter, one of my favorites. I was supporting one of my friends, J Love. He do R&B, and he had a concert, and it was people that knew me. It was like, you performing? I'm like, no, I'm here to support. And at the end of the show, some girls was like, oh, let's hear you sing something. So I sang, and who was standing behind me? Eric Bellinger. And he was like, yo, you cold. What's your name? And I was like, Mookie Tolliver. He was like, okay, dope, this what's gonna happen. We gonna take a picture, you go upload it on Instagram, you go tag me, I'm gonna follow you back, I'm gonna like, I'm gonna comment, and then DM me, and I'm gonna DM you back. And everything happened, you know, and me and him been cool since. But that's because I wasn't just thinking about myself, I was out supporting. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing what I was gonna get out of the support. So it's like always supporting, and then I was basically selling it online. Like you can hashtag so much stuff nowadays. You can hashtag open mics in Houston, Tennessee, Arkansas. People are so visual these days. You can call it your own tour. You get up every open mic just by people seeing you in a whole different state, taking pictures with different people. It could have been 7 people there, but they don't know. But you taking pictures with those people, they like, oh, you working, because people visual. Now people hit you up like, yo, you in town? How much you charge for, you know, for a feature? You know, I want to book you for a show, because it's the illusion. You know, and I always tell artists that, you know what I'm saying? It's just all about you just doing your homework and just finding ways to get through the system.
Hey, it's not too much illusion if you put in that work though.
See, it's an illusion to them.
For sure.
Because you called it your tour, but it's really, you know what I'm saying? In your mind, it's a tour, but it's really, you just going to open mics. You know what I'm saying? Just in different places. So it's really not like a structured standard tour.
Right.
If you get what I'm saying. Because it's not like a headline tour. Like, it's not your name written on it. It's just that you just somebody that the promoters don't know. They just like, yeah, we'll put them on. You know, so it's that's where the illusion falls. They said right there.
Kind of like, who's this person? Like,
Yeah.
And from what I see, bro, you right now, like in the Midwest, you are one of the dopest R&B singers, bro.
Appreciate it.
And every time I see you online, you know, you're consistent, you humble. And right now, I say in the Midwest, where, you know, I know you done came across a lot of artists in the Midwest, when they always say the Midwest don't, you know how to stick together, what do you like think the issue is? Like, is everybody trying to be better than everybody, or we all? I think it's the competition. You know, everybody's so busy in competition with each other. You know, and I just put on Facebook the other day. It's about, I don't care about the views and the likes. I care about the growth and the consistency. So. That's really what's, to me, that's gold status right there. But overall, what you like the artists in the Midwest, what do you think the problem is? Or why you don't see more of them coming together?
I think so. You do have a point. I think it's kind of like what they say, like you're a product of your environment. So it's kind of like what you see growing up is kind of how you embed in this situation. But I can say it's a thin line between competition and also a thin line between, fuck it, I'm gonna do it myself because I'm tired of relying on people and I can't wait on people. So sometimes it's that situation too. That's just like how we had the 314, right? It was so many events, but you don't know. Promoters probably reached out to each other, but the other promoter probably took too long. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now that fall into, oh, we don't stick together. Well, we tried, but stuff happens, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we couldn't get around to it. So it's like this person moved a little slower than I moved slower. So I moved forward. But then the person like, well, I guess, well, I still had a vision too, so let me do mine since it's too late to, you know. So it's, yeah. And then some of it is kind of like controversy. Like some of it is just troll. You know, just because controversy is something that's gonna draw people in, not positivity for real. You know, so some people do. Some people spark conversations, like how we had the King of R&B in St. Louis like a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? And it sparked so many people. You know, but that's because nobody talking about R&B at first. And then when that conversation came about, people were like, oh no, this person. And then you start finding out people saying that you didn't know. You know, like, but that was a good thing because that was needed. So some of it is friendly competition, but then you do have people who really don't like you. You know what I'm saying? So, so that's like the catch-22 with that situation. But competition, to be honest, I just pay attention to what I got going on, so I really don't, you know, put myself in the competition type thing, because I know I still got room to grow, and I feel like I'm not where I need to be, so I just focus on what I got going on.
Do you think you gotta move out of the Midwest, like, to get noticed or get attention? Like,
I don't see. So I had this conversation with somebody the other day, because they was telling me like, "Yo, you need to just move out. You know, move out of town." I'm like, granted, yeah, but at the same time, I was once told by somebody who had artists that was successful. They told me, they said, you know, you don't gotta move out. Just travel. All you gotta do is just travel, because you gotta think. You may have a nice living situation with your mortgage or your rent here, right? Mm-hmm. You move somewhere else, that might be 2 times or 3 times more, right? When you could use that money, that could be your travel and lodge money to get to whatever destination that you need to go to. You get what I'm saying? Because you still got your rent is 2 to 3 times more, plus you still got bills and all this other type of stuff. So that adds up versus what you already have. So why not use what you already have and just travel out of town? And then it's cheaper if you bring other people with you, you know, when you go out of town. But it's just about you just constantly going out of town consistently, you know, like you make a goal, like, hey, I'm gonna go out of town at least, I got 6 months, right? Like basically the first half of the year, I at least have to touch 3 states, you know what I'm saying, within those 6 months. Like, you make that your goal. You know, you start off something small, you make a goal, start off something small. Now you do what you gotta do, you network, people want you to come back. Now, since they want you to come back, you can talk about, hey, well, it costs for me to travel.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now you building your brand, now you building that, you know, that business asset, that business mindset to the point where they're like, all right, we can bring it back. But
right.
you know, we have to pay them, you know? So now you're building that reputation to the point where you're gonna become that high commodity out there. So it's all about you just traveling back and forth and just building relationships, and then just making sure you network with the right people. But the most important thing about networking is something a lot of people fail to do, and I used to be that person, is to follow up. A lot of people don't follow up.
That's true.
You take pictures with people, you gotta get numbers, and then that's that. You may see them on social media or something, but you don't follow up. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like you're thirsty to work, or, you know, so you're just a passionate person who's eager because you like that person's style and you really want to work with that person. So you're just trying to see what's up, like, you know what I'm saying? Are you still interested? If not, then you just move forward from it. But at least you followed up. You know what I'm saying? Because that follow-up can be a key to, it can pivot you any type of way, you know?
That's true.
So out the Midwest, bro, out of all the venues, I know you be performing in a lot of venues, what was probably your most favorite one?
Oh, man. Yeah, I can say, so it's a tie between the City Winery and the Pageant. The Pageant is just, it's you got this big stage, and it's just, the crowd is just like, you know what I'm saying? And man, it's crazy. And it's like the backstage area is so cool, you know. I'm gonna go with the Pageant. Pageant, yeah, I performed at the Pageant twice.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was dope. Once with Sammy, and the other one was with JGE Retro.
You said Sammy. How was it working with him though? Like Sammy.
Oh, so it was dope. And back to what I was telling you, I was doing my research and homework. Like, yo, I'm like, I still rock with Sammy. I'm like, man, nobody. I'm like, you know, bro, still doing his thing. I'm like, forget it. I'm just gonna reach out to bro. You know, and I reached out to Sammy now. His team told me the price. I was just like, all right, well, you know, I ain't got no team, but just give me some time. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, give me some time. I'm like, I'm gonna get the bread. And I went back to my job. I'm like, all right, cool. We was working overtime, so I was sitting there getting about 14 hours, 12, 14 hours and stuff like that. And this is when I started learning about the business. This is when I learned about the deposit and everything. I'm going hard until I got the full amount. And then I hit him up and he was like, oh yeah, you can send us half. I'm like, you mean to tell me I could have been sent y'all half? You know what I'm saying? I could have been sent you half. You already start working on it. I like, he would have had it done today. I just needed, you know, to pay him other. I'm like, man, what?
Wow.
I'm like, well, at least I got it all. So I'm just like, okay, that's cool. But they, like, doing that feature and having an encounter with the email and everything, it taught me how to structure everything business-wise. And it taught me, like, what to look for, you know what I'm saying? So I was able to learn. So then, but how the WID came about, I actually had a different beat for that. So WID, shout out to Michael B. Witt, was actually written by him. The beat was already made. I went to his house and I bought 2 beats. And he played that because he was converting over the country, which that's what he's doing now. And he was like, yeah, I've been working on this too. And he played it. He was like, I'm just like, dog. I'm like, oh, this hard. He was like, yeah, man, but you know, I'm going to the country, you know, some stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. We made it back. I made it back home. I called my 2 partners, like, yo, that WID record. I said, I want that one. They were like, man, that's that man's song. I'm like, he not using, he going to country. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he said, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's what he said. So they're like, nah. So I called him. He was just like, I don't know, man. This is my baby. It took me like 3 weeks to a month to get that from Convincing. I was just like, dang. And he was finally like, man, go ahead and pull up tomorrow. I'll come get it. I was just like, yeah. I was like, so that's when, and I ended up, you know, I shot it over to Sammy now. He did more than what I thought he was gonna do because he told me he was like really rocking with the record. And, you know, and the rest of that was history. And then it got me, it motivated me more, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm like, okay, dang, this is somebody I grew up listening to, looking at the back of the CD, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Just like, dang, watching him on TV, and I'm like, I actually got a record with this guy. So I'm like, well, if I can do this, appreciate it. I can do something with somebody else. That's when Dmon Drizzy came about. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I was watching Kiki Wyatt and Dmon Drizzy was performing with her. They was like at a friend's birthday party, and they did My First Love. And I'm like, I love Dmon Drizzy's voice. So you know what? I'm gonna reach out. And just having that business asset, business mindset that I had received from just dealing with Sammy and his crew, I was able to structure my email properly. You know, the proper presentation and everything. It was just like, oh, okay. And I was just like, I knew what the deposit, I knew about all this stuff. She was like, yeah, cool. I was like, I bet. And I wrote the whole song, I sent it to her. She was like, oh, you love this. You know, and then they sent it back, and then after that, probably a month or 2, we shot a video, went out to Atlanta, shot a video in Atlanta. You know, so it was like, I don't know, it was just a learning curve, and it just gave me, you know, the extra drive, but then it also motivates me. It also motivates me to want to motivate like my friends, like, yo, if I can do it, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? You should reach out to such and such. Like one of my friends, he got a song with Trap Beckham called Bounce. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know, so it was like we're slowly, you know, getting to where we want to be. Yeah.
That's dope, man. So you got some dope experiences, I see, bro. And then, so I seen the Frost Night just passed. Did you perform at the Frost Night?
So I actually, I performed on his set at the Frost Night. I've been doing the Frost Night since it started. Been rocking with Frost since like day one. Since
he was at, dude, man.
Yeah, since he was at the Backstreet Bar out of Westport, and then when he was at the Food Bar. So Frost's first booking gig at Pops was me. I can say it was I opened up for an artist. His name was Farah. He had just got signed to Columbia Records. So it was a guy that reached out to Frost, was like, hey, you know you sing it? And Frost was like, yeah, I know Mook, man, that's my bro. So that was the first time Frost and I actually went to Pops. And then I was like, yo, bro, you need to get in here. You know what I'm saying? Find out how to get in here. And he found a way to get in there. So he been there since, you feel me? So I always, you know, I've been with Frost since day one, that's the brother. So every Frost night I'm always on it. Just because we always do our favorite song, Hell of a Night. So, yeah, I'm always there.
Man, you know, the couple of months ago, the show me and Drizzy came to when the big show you did at Pops.
Yeah.
I saw the next day on Facebook, you know, you were saying people was that you hired was being disrespectful. I'm like, so how did that? So that situation did that? So I know you said half of the people you ain't rocking with no more. So did that have you ever, was that like the first time an experience like that happened to you, or you had some previously happened like that before?
So sometimes you have artists who think they're bigger than the program, you know, and I know I'm damn sure not bigger than the program, even if I'm throwing the program. I'm not, because I stress it in a group chat, like, hey, look, y'all, it's not about me, it's about all of us. We all connected. Everybody's gonna come out and see everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm stressing it, like, hey, almost every 2 to 3 days, hey, y'all, you know, it's not about me, it's about y'all. You know what I'm saying? I got people coming out that can possibly put you out on city wineries and all that type of stuff. So it's like, I pick y'all for a reason. I want y'all to have the blessings like I have the blessings. So just come with it. You know, so we had people that were showing up late. You know what I'm saying? You give them a time, they don't show up on time. They know what time they go on, they still want to show up an hour late, expecting to perform. You know, then you have musicians, you have musicians that showed up late. Or you have musicians who kept going in and out of the back door. It's my event, I'm throwing it. So they're gonna look at me like, hey, you control your people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here like, no, stop going in and out, stop. Because that's the stressful thing about throwing a concert is you in control of everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything's gonna fall on you because it's your name on everything. So that was the whole situation about, you know, the disrespect and everything. Because I'm trying to handle this, 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 but I don't have enough eyes. But thank God my bros and my homies stepped in and was like, hey, what you need me? You need to put somebody, I'm like, go ahead, do what you gotta do. You know, and they just relieved stress on me. You know what I'm saying? They was like, all right, cool, we got it. And they took over from there, so I was able to focus on what I needed to focus on. But it's been times where I had stuff like that before. And you know, you do have some artists that they perform and they leave, you know, which I feel is like most definitely disrespectful for you to just perform and leave. I'm not saying that you have to stay the whole show, but watch 2 or 3 other artists perform. You know what I'm saying? Because they sat here, they watched you perform. You know, they probably recorded you, gave you kudos, probably gave you a follow, but then you know, if you get off the stage, you go, all right, y'all, we gone. Like, that's hella disrespectful.
Very disrespectful, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I try to tell like just stay, because like I said, you never know. Like the Eric Bellinger situation, you never know what could happen. You know, I could have brought somebody out, and they would have missed the opportunity. I could have been like, hey, I got you. You know, you can meet this person, but you left. You know, so it's stuff like that that people fail to realize.
But how do you like prepare for a show like that? Cause you put on a hell of a show, like it's an experience. How do you get ready for that type of show?
Man, it's a nightmare. Because you have to think, I have a band, I have background singing, so it's all about structuring everybody's schedule. And then my schedule, you know what I'm saying? So it's all about just getting together. But man, I would say I actually have a pretty core. I have a pretty good core. So everybody's pretty much go-get-it attitude, catch on real quick. So it's really not like a hassle unless I'm implementing like new people, like new singers. Like at Pops, I had 3 new singers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I had 3 new singles, so it was just all about. So I mean, but be prepared is just watching videos. I watch like Bobby Brown. I'm watching all live videos, like live performance. I'm watching Bobby Brown, Usher, Trey Songz, Chris Brown. I'm just trying to figure out what can I incorporate in my stuff, but not take too much of what they're doing, you know, but just put it with mine. That's why I had the grapes instead of the strawberries. I had grapes. You know
I was gonna say that.
Yeah. But it was dope though, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But there was something like, people like, that's the dude that be feeding people grapes. It's something that, you know, people will remember though. Like they already know me for passing out roses, but it's like, right, you do roses and grapes. Yeah, my kid, I definitely come to your show. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of those, you know, just trying to have memorable moments and just trying to be better than the last show. That's what it's all about. Outdoing yourself.
That's dope, man. That's super dope. What's so out of art? We was talking about the artists in the Midwest. What's who was one artist you want to collab with?
Like period or from the Midwest?
Just from the Midwest.
Oh man, it's a lot. I ain't gonna lie. And I rarely collab with people like that, due to the fact that I found out when I was younger, I used to always do songs with people, and when it came to perform, they was never around. Mm-hmm. So that kind of changed my perspective on like doing features. So that's why my projects, you will probably see like, oh dang, he really don't do features with people. Like I do I'd get on a song with them, but it's like opposed to them getting on my song, it's kind of like I really can't count on you like that. So, but it's a lot of dope artists. Like you have Marley, Fresco, my boy Phoenix Keys, my boy Strings NB, Valencia, Silent, Dave Carter, Lex the Boys. Like I can name you some dope artists. Rob C, Lil Z. You're like I could name you a lot of dope artists I would love to work with. And it's gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? Just give it time, and you never know, some of it probably already happened, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like, shoot, I think she moved back down here, but Leighton Green. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know, she from East St. Louis, you know, but she moved back down here, yeah, so, yeah, people like that. Nico Smith, that's the bro. Man. J-Bar, yeah. Like, it's a lot of people I can name. Yeah, it's a lot of people I can name that I would love to collaborate. And I'm gonna make it happen. So, yeah.
Wow. Like you said, the Midwest, but who your top 5 R&B singers of all time?
Okay, so might be a little controversial, because you gotta think, like how people saw Jordan growing up and say he's the GOAT. People saw Kobe growing up, says he's the GOAT. People saw LeBron James growing up and say he's the GOAT. So everybody has their eras, right? So, like, know that Michael Jackson will always be up here, right? But I didn't too much grow up on Michael Jackson. You feel me? So, like, I listened to the music, but I didn't see Michael. You get what I'm saying? As in how I saw, like Usher growing up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's different. It's different, but man, that's still kind of tough though, because
it's a different era.
You said the top singers, or like or like people that inspire, like who inspired.
Yeah.
Because I could do inspired versus top. I could do that. That's what I do. Inspired. Okay. So, inspired wise, high school, growing up, like I said, my era, people who inspired me was, it was Bobby Valentino, Pleasure P, Usher, it was James Fox, it was Tank. Yeah, I think those are like the people who really had me like locked in when it came to like writing and like trying to mimic. Like I was mimicking a lot of Pleasure P high notes. That's why I'm so good at falsettos. And then certain cadence I took from Bobby Valentino that he had, certain songs, and I'm just like, okay, if Tank just had like that, he was talking about real love, so it was like, it made me lock in, you know, it made me want to just write about real love. So it was like, I took away so much from what they had to offer, you know, including Trey Songz. So it was like, you know, and then Kelly's top notch. But yeah, it's just so many greats, man. It's hard, man. And like I said, B2K was like the top for me, and then IMX was like the top. So it was like B2K and IMX, which was, you know, Marcus Houston and his group. So it was kind of like they was like the top for me. I used to want to be signed to them. It was so bad when I was younger.
I don't think Marcus used to get a lot of flowers though.
He does not.
No, he don't, man.
Marcus Houston is cold. He got a lot of cold albums. Yeah, a lot of cold albums.
He a good actor too, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure. He got two people going crazy.
Yeah, too.
Yeah, for real, for real. Oh, he got a lot of two people. Got me right. For real, for real. I actually have a movie wrote right now called The Best Friend. I'm finalizing to make sure all my eggs in the basket. I had a couple people read it. They loved it. So hopefully sometime next month I'll be doing auditions for it. I'm already writing part 2 for it, and then it's gonna be a sequel, so it's gonna be part 3. So for The Best Friend, yeah. So
Got your hands in different hats.
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
I like it though. It's fun to write.
So I see, bro, the homie Jamal, the comedian. Shout out to him, by the way. How did you come in contact with him? Because I see the little series he just did, like the college series. Like, how did y'all even come in contact with each other?
So Jamal and I have been knowing each other for so long, and I did a couple of his. I did all of his 314 shows. So 314 shows that converted over to, you know, the Good Life series. So shout out to Jamal for that. So that's how I was able to get plugged into the Good Life series. But yeah, Jamal and I have been cool for years, man. And it was just only a matter of time before we actually like linked up and just started working with each other. You know, real good dude.
Yeah, he done reached out a few times trying to do some stuff with us, but like you said, schedules don't be matching all the time. So
For sure.
he always, you know, tell me and Drizzy, I like what y'all doing, I like y'all content. But like I say, we all got different schedules, and everybody's schedule ain't gonna always meet. So you can't get mad about that, you know, because you know when you grinding, that's just what it is, bro.
And time will make for it.
What y'all doing is different. Like, I never saw that.
Oh yeah.
I never saw that.
It's dope though. I'm proud and I'm happy for him. For real. Definitely with his journey.
Wow.
Dope vision.
Man, I saw he put something on Facebook about he taking a break from, you know, doing everything. But I texted him and I was like, bro, you know, you definitely motivate me to keep going with my content, because people like you and him, y'all consistent, and consistency is the most important thing to me, because, you know, the worst thing you can do is stop. Not everybody gonna like your craft, not everybody gonna like what you're doing, but worst thing you can do is let somebody get in your head and then you stop, you know. You just, whatever, I tell anybody, whatever you do, just keep going. And, you know, the only way is to the top, man.
Yeah, for sure. But I get it though, because you gotta think, this Good Life series is really taking a toll, because he have to deal with a lot of actors, a lot of extras. So he's dealing with probably 25 plus people, you know what I'm saying? Because you gotta think about the set, you know, you gotta get schedules, everybody's schedules gotta, you know, align, you know, and it's all about having calls when it comes to rehearsals, you know, you gotta set up. So it's like, it's a lot of time and it's tedious. And it's a lot of effort that goes into it. So it's very draining. Like I said, when it comes to a lot of stuff, when you have to be the head honcho, you have a group of people that you owe. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of work. So, I mean, the break is well deserved, I would say. It's well deserved. Because he'll come back with something better. That's all it is. Need that mental break. Your mental is everything. That's what's gonna keep you pushing. For sure.
That's all you will.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I remember, bro, back in, I say 2017, it was a guy I knew, and he was trying to start a label, and he looked on my page and he was like, I love how you promote, he was actually trying to, you know, make me CEO of his label. Now I remember he told me, he was like, man, whatever how we gonna do this, I'm gonna let you deal with rappers. I want to deal with pop stars and R&B singers, because you can't tell rappers nothing. Like, rappers they got so much big of an ego, then most of them can't take constructive criticism. So would you say rappers, would you kind of say, because you know I say with singing, you know, ghostwriting, you know, you got a lot of, you know, for singers, you know, they have ghostwriters and stuff like that, but you know, if a rapper got one, they try to they start yapping their mouth. But I say when it comes to rappers, what you probably say is more with rapping, what you probably say is more difficult,
I feel like rapping and rappers is more difficult because you set at a certain standard. You know what I'm saying? You require a certain type of shield. You have to be this protector, you have to be this head honcho, this thug. So your image and your ego has to be your tough person versus an R&B singer like, oh, he's so emotional, you know. So it's like a double standard type thing, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like it's less on the singers but more on the rappers. So it's like you have to be this person because you have to talk about this street stuff. Like, people will have to believe that you tough, you know what I'm saying? Because you're a rapper. Like, but you do have conscious rappers and or whatnot, but mainly who he was talking about, who he was referring to, was the street rappers. So you have to have this reputation. You have to, you know, not be a snitch. You have to have all of this stuff versus a singer. Hey, you can cheat, and you can ask her to come back. You can dance in the rain. You know, but you see what I'm saying? It's like, and it's okay. Like, girl, did you see how he was on his knees with some flowers in the rain? You gotta take him back. Versus a rapper. Girl, did you see him on his knees and stuff? Man, tell him to get up. Why he crying? You know what I'm saying? Like, be a man. You know, it's like, what? So it is a double standard when it comes to that. It is for sure.
And then it's like when it comes to being a rapper too, I got a lot of people I know, they ain't got dope music, but they don't know where to start. You got to start somewhere, you know, like just putting yourself out there. You got to realize everybody, even famous people, have to start somewhere. So you have to put yourself out there. Like you said, it's open mics. You got to put yourself out there somehow, because it's not going to come to you.
Yeah, I remember it was a rapper, and he used to complain on Facebook all day. Man, ain't nobody put me on shows. Ain't nobody doing this. I'm the hardest rapper alive. I'm like, bro, do you actually go to places? Nope. I'm like, well, then that's your problem. Like, you don't even go to none of these shows to, like, even network or anything. Like, you can't just rely on the internet like that. Just sitting behind your phone and just expect for a brother to play. Hey, yeah, you're the hardest rapper alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, do a show. Like, it don't work like that. Like, you have to get out and just do what you gotta do, man. Just get out and support, man. Support is like the #1 key. And I know sometimes it may be draining because it could just be instilled with you that you just a supporter. And you always supporting people, and then when it comes to your events and stuff, and you barely see the people that you seen there, you know, and that kind of discourages you, and it puts you in a place like, man, I'm doing supporting people. But it's like, if that's who you is, that's just who you is, because sooner or later they're gonna come around. But when they come around, they can't call you like, I need tickets. Like, hey, baby, hit up that Ticketmaster. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, real. Like, that's real. Like, I you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do nothing about it, but it's like, at least you came around. You know, because some people, they just stuck in their own ways, where some people, it takes them a long time. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody indulge differently. You know, if you got 3 kids, you tell them, shut up. One go laugh, one go cry, one just go look at you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is with people adapting to your music. You know, so it just goes, some of them, it's gonna take a while. But when they come around, you know, they stuck with you. But it's just all about you just putting that product out there and just not caring, because That goes back to what you were saying. You don't care about the likes and all that stuff, but you got to think too. It's people that support you in silence. They don't want to go back and forth with people under the comments. They don't want to get those notifications. But if they see you in person, I love what you're doing. I ain't want to comment on social media, but I love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing because I see you. So you do have people that are silent supporters. So
There's nothing wrong with that though.
no, not at all.
So, bro, what's your when it comes to the studio? What's your how like when you go in the studio? What's your process like? Do you like to sit and listen to the beat, or when you hear a beat, like you just start writing? Like, what's the process when you go into the lab, bro?
So my process going into the lab, because time is money, is to already have my stuff together. To be honest, I mainly have the beats already. I write to them. Some I don't write. Some cause I found myself coming up with better songs when I don't write. Like I can write, but when I don't write, you can tell when I don't write because of how my song is. Because when you write, your mind is just one dimension. So it's da 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 da. But when you're not writing, your cadence is like all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my biggest records, Love Me, I didn't write that. You know, I sat on that beat for probably like 2 or 3 months, and I just listened to it, and I just let it come to me. And one day, I got in my car, and I just pressed record on my phone, and I just sang the hell out that song, like the whole song, like how I felt. And then I went back to rewrite everything, and I only had to critique 3 things. You know, but I was also at a vulnerable state. You know what I'm saying? I had writer's block, but it was like I was able to express how I felt at that time. So I guess that's why I came out as fluent and as real as it is, for sure. But yeah, my writing process in the studio is to get these notes right, because it's more difficult being a singer than a rapper, because 2 hour block, a rapper can do probably 3 to 4 songs. A singer still be on their first song, because you gotta perfect your vocals. You gotta make sure your song is like, it gravitates to people. You know, you gotta make sure you got harmonies, you know, all that type of stuff, just so people can be like, ooh, you heard that in the background? Like, you gotta make sure everything is right. So it's more difficult. And sometimes your voice crack. Like you may have a spit in your throat, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know. But but the studio is also it's fun. It's fun being in the studio.
You say you got stuff here, so like, what do you do to take care of your voice? Like,
so just water, honey. You know what I'm saying? Honey is soothing your vocals. So you got honey and just tea. You know, just stick with room temperature water, for real. That helps with your vocals. But yeah, just tea, water, and honey. That's what I would say. And then YouTube got vocal lessons on there. If you want to do vocal training, just go to YouTube, get your even vocal movement techniques. So everything is like,
does help.
yeah, it does. I also got a new feature coming out too with somebody, but it's gonna be hard too. I wrote the whole song too. She liked it, but I can't say. Down here, she did decline the record, but it was because of the direction that she in now, which was very understandable, because of the type of record it is. So I just told her I just rewrite. I'll write something else. She like cool. So it was no hard feelings. You know what I'm saying? So I just like back to the drawing board. But I sent it to somebody else and she liked it. So I'm just waiting on it to come back now. So I'll be able to get it next time mastered and then be able to let y'all know who it's gonna be.
That's just business.
For sure.
You independent, right? Or you sign with a label?
Independent. That's something too, just learning how to control your emotions when it comes to business, like separating that. And I had to learn that too. I was like, dang, but you just gotta understand how business works. Put on your big boy pants. For sure.
Not no joke.
No, not at all. I do got new music coming out too, y'all. So. It's been a while. It's been a while since I dropped the album, probably like a couple years, but that's because I've been doing everything else. But I actually have 20 songs in the queue right now. So, I have about 20 songs. But I'm gonna drop on like EPs, probably like 6-7 songs, you know, just to, because attention span's not as broad as it used to be. So I'd rather just break it down within a couple months, something like that. But I got it in the queue, so a lot of people been asking for new music. I have a lot of new music, so and videos come soon. All that stuff.
What's one state that you want to travel to and perform that you've never gotten to hit before?
Well, I got to go to Dallas, but I never got a chance to perform in Dallas. The reason why I say Dallas is because every time I look at my analytics, Dallas is always number one. Dallas has always been my number one, like, listening. Like, Dallas has been the number one core world. That's like my fan base is there, and I never did a show there. Like, it's crazy to me. I went down there. That's because I did a show in Houston, but we went to Dallas the day before. But I would say Dallas. I like to go to LA because I have some of my analytics in LA too. So yeah, Dallas and LA.
LA pretty dope vibe. We've been down there before. Yeah, very dope vibe, bro.
Yeah, see, I've never been. I've been to San Jose. That was about it, but I was young. But I've never been to LA. The crazy thing about it, I've never been on vacation because every place I've been, it was always business. It was always working. Like, I never been on vacation. Like,
you hate that?
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it because it's like, dang, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. And I performed in a lot of places like New York. I performed in Brooklyn, New York. But I had a show, and it was like my birthday. Like, it was like the next day. I had performed in Nebraska, you know what I'm saying? Chicago, of course. Atlanta, of course. I did Arkansas Baptist College Homecoming. I did perform in Houston 4 times. We're in Iowa. I did like a hair expo. Did I go to Cleveland? I think I did a show. Did I do a show in Atlanta? I can't remember. I did a lot of shows out of town though. So,
Everywhere.
yeah, it's always been vacation. It's always been work, no vacation. That's the thing.
You need a vacation.
You ever been to show in Vegas?
Nah, that's what I want to do.
Man.
I want to do a show in Vegas. I think that'd be so dope. I thought about like going out there because I know Eric Bellinger used to do something like a karaoke like on Mondays, but it's like I figure like I go down there and do that. And that's another technique for singers too, is like going to karaoke. Because like karaoke is a vibe. It's like, to me, it's like artist development too, because you in karaoke, people drunk or people not drunk, they're just there to enjoy a vibe. But it helps you work on your stage presence. You know what I'm saying? And it helps you work on your vocals. So that's why I always tell artists, go to karaoke. And then also, it opens doors for you because you never know, that person, the owner might be like, hey, I want to pay you to do live music here. You know, you got an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Then you got DJs, you know, that does the karaoke. Then you got people who become fans of you. So it's like, if you have a show coming up, go karaoke, go on hard karaoke, sing, sell tickets, and you'll see some of them people at your shows. That's how you build a fan base.
Good marketing strategy, bro.
For sure. I remember the first time I did that, it was 70 people at my show that I had just met at karaoke. So that's why I tell people.
That's dope, man. That's super dope. So, man, just to almost wrap it up here. So, man, tell people what you got coming and where they can follow you at, bro.
Yeah, I have more music, videos. Let me see, working on a movie. I have a stage play coming up. Don't have the date yet, but you can follow me for the updates. At Mookie Tolliver, so that's MOOKIETOLLIVER. I repeat, MOOKIETOLLIVER. Yeah, I engage back with people, so you know, I ain't no stuck up person. You know,
Definitely humble for sure, man.
a lot of people thought I wasn't.
So a lot of people thought you wouldn't.
Yeah, I get that away.
Very humble.
Very,
cool.
yeah, very, yeah.
Got anything motivation to tell everybody, you know, that listening?
Yep. Keep God first. Always follow your heart. Sometimes you get put in awkward situations, you know, but it's for you to figure it out. And sometimes the awkward situations bring the best out of you.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the best results because your back is against the wall and you don't know what's behind that door. So don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to show love because love is everything.
Mm-hmm.
So just stay humble, stay yourself, and do your homework on whatever you want to get into in life. Whatever you want to be a carpenter, you know, whatever it is, just do your homework and network with people.
Mm-hmm.
Get in the rooms. You can't be the smartest at the table all the time.
No, you can't
Listen.
Nah, man. Unfortunately not, man. But man, we appreciate you stopping through, man. You know, like I said, keep doing what you're doing, keep grinding, keep inspiring, because I know you motivate a lot of people out there. You know, you may not know it, but I know you motivate a lot of people out there, bro.
Appreciate that. Will do. Appreciate y'all for having me.
No problem, bro. No problem.
It's been a long time coming.
Man, go on sign us out, Drizzy, bro.
Alright, till next time, this is another episode of Conversation with Dmon Drizzy. We see y'all next time.